You've had your offer accepted. Amazing news. But once that initial excitement settles, you might find yourself wondering, what actually happens next? Well, this is where the conveyancing process kicks in. And one of the big things that needs to happen at this stage is something called property searches. Now, if you're buying with a mortgage, searches are not optional. Your lender will insist on them to protect their investment, and honestly, they're there to protect you too. These searches dig into everything from planning issues and potential flood risks to whether a sewer runs under your future kitchen extension. Not exactly the fun part of buying a home, but seriously important. So, what kind of searches are we actually talking about? Well, your solicitor will usually take care of them, and they'll explain anything important that comes up. You've got your local authority search, which looks at things like planning permissions, road schemes, or building regulations that might affect the property. I mean, imagine finding out after you move in that a new dual carriageway is planned right at the back of your garden fence. Not ideal. Then there's the water and drainage search. Now this checks where your water supply comes from, where the wastewater goes, whether you're on a meter or water rates, and whether a public sewer runs beneath the property. That last bit is especially important if you've ever wanted to build an extension, as it could stop your plans before they even begin. And let's not forget the environmental search. Now this one checks for issues like flooding, subsidence, land contamination, or even landslides. Now, with all the wild weather that we've been seeing in recent years, flood risk searches are becoming more and more common. If there's a serious problem flagged, it could stop your mortgage being approved altogether. Depending on where the property is, your solicitor might also recommend a few extras that you likely haven't come across. For example, there's something called a chancel repair search, which is basically checking if the property has any historic obligation to pay towards church repairs. I know, sounds a bit medieval, right? But it does still crop up today and can mean unexpected bills out of the blue. Trust me, I have that in my own house. Another example in certain areas, especially like places in Cornwall or parts of the north, is that a mining search is often recommended. Now, this checks if the ground beneath your home has a history of mining activity, which could cause problems like subsidence. So, who pays for all this? Well, that's on you, the buyer, and the cost can vary depending on where you're buying and who's doing the searches. How long do they take? That's the million-pound question. Some can say back in a day, while others can take up to 6 weeks, especially if your local authority is a bit behind. But the good news is that the HM Land Registry is working with councils to digitise the process. So if your area is already in their new system, searches can be done almost instantly. That can really help speed things up. Once all the search results are in, your solicitor will talk you through what they found. If everything's looking good, you move one step closer. Property searches might not be the most exciting part of buying a home, but they are important and worth understanding. Having a good solicitor in the process is essential, and we've popped a link below to help you find one.